Honestly, why do I do digital? I honestly have taken it has taken me a super long time to figure out what it is that I want to do with my art, because usually as an artist you're honestly trying to figure out the style that you want to achieve. Now you can get thousands of praise, you can be 14 and get a bunch of praise for doing a certain style, but then you try to do something else and it doesn't work. And like you can be any age as an artist and still struggle and with identity and figuring out what it is you want to do with your art and what it is you want to achieve, because no artist is perfect. I believe that for me, a major part of why I eventually settled on digital, you can be comfortable with painting, you can be comfortable with pen and paper, but for me it became this sense of like, well, I can do it anywhere, but also it became a bit of anger, you know, pushing and seeing what it is I can do and what I can't do. I got to a point where I eventually had to push everyone aside and basically find my own way of doing things. Like I had to figure out, well, what it is I'm going to have to do with my future. And I feel like most artists or people do that in general. I think that that's just a natural part of life. I feel like if you're wanting to be good at something, you have to make the time to do it. And no matter what anyone says, whether they believe you're just going to fail anyways, well then, hell with them. But I think a big part of why I went into the art process for me was just seeing what it is I can do, what I can experiment with, pushing, whether it's a mixture of abstraction or just figuring out, well, what can I do? What is it that I struggle with? I feel like any artist can notice the flaws in their work. I believe like that's a major part of it. But I also think, at the end of the day, that eventually is set aside when you keep pushing. Like you can, certainly experiment, see these different styles, see what you can do, whether it's regular, digital, or not. But I found with my own work that I would like to keep pushing and see what it is I can do. And when I am struggling with something, I don't want to just set it aside. I want to kind of see, like, experiment in style, experiment in stuff, and not feel like a clone of every artist that existed before me. Like, that is a part of it, is trying to find your own way and see what you can do as an artist and see, like, what can you bring to the table, no matter what it is. I think that's the best part of being an artist, is showing what you can do, good or bad. It's a part of the journey. And the opportunity, that's what it's all about.